Oh, I'm Abdul Rais. I have type 2 diabetes. I was diagnosed 16 years ago now, and at the time I had no idea what diabetes was. There were general sort of myths I'd heard about. For example, if you have diabetes, you don't take, you're not allowed anything sweet, which I found subsequently to be totally untrue. But at the time when I was diagnosed, I had no idea what diabetes was. And when I was told in a hospital, I ended up in hospital with another complication. I had some stomach pains, which they thought was appendicitis. As it turned out, it wasn't. But in any case, that's where, when they did blood tests, they informed me that I had type 2 diabetes. And then the doctor informed me that my sugar levels were running at 30 on an empty stomach, which really didn't mean anything to me. And he said, let me put it another way, if you hadn't turned up for another few hours in the hospital, you'd have gone into a diabetic coma. That really sent shivers down my spine. I really, I would say that I went into immediate depression, and for about a week or so I just spent in the hospital thinking about myself. What did I do wrong? Why am I being punished? And you know, all kinds of thoughts along those lines. But then I managed to ask the question as to, is there a cure for diabetes? And I was told no. You have to live with it and you have to learn to control it. So that's what I've been trying to do ever since. What I would advise to anybody newly diagnosed is, first of all, do not panic, because panic causes stress, and stress increases the sugar levels in your body, and so the whole rigmarole starts. Secondly, accept it. It's a reality, and there is no cure for it. So despite what there are all kinds of stories you'll hear about taking certain medication or taking certain herbal tablets or whatever, and that cures it. There is actually no cure. If there was, I certainly wouldn't be a diabetic now. So the important thing is, first of all, not to panic. Secondly, the acceptance. It's a reality. You have it for the rest of your life. But all you can do is to try and control it. And in order to control it, you have to understand your body first, because there's no amount of medication or prayers or anything else that would help you unless you decide. There's no GP, there's no doctors, nurses, or anybody else who can help you. All they can do is provide help. It's up to you to understand your body first, control your diet, eat sensibly. I personally don't advocate that stop eating this or start eating that, because human nature, the minute you're told not to eat something or not to do something, that's the most important thing that you want to do. So I don't actually have a set diet as such. I eat everything. What I do is I eat in moderation, smaller amounts, and regularly. And exercise is something else that I emphasize on, because doing any kind of exercise would burn off your sugar and bring the sugar levels down. I don't do anything strenuous, but if you want to go in a gym and want to build your muscles, that's fine. But not all of us are that way inclined. I'm a very lazy person, unfortunately. But what I do is walk, simple walks. So I try to walk for around about half an hour or two after each meal. Sometimes I can manage to do it 4 times, sometimes 3 times, sometimes only twice, but it's a regular feature that I do every day. The other thing is to think about the stress levels. If you are stressed about things, there's a stress that you can do something about, and there's another that you can't. For example, if you're having an argument with somebody, the way to reduce stress is to walk away from that argument. But if you're stuck in a traffic jam, there's nothing you can do. So you have to be conscious of the fact that if I get stressed, my sugar levels are going to go even higher. So is there any point in me getting stressed? There's nothing I can do, so just try and relax, think about other things, and calm yourself down that way. Peer support is very, very important. It's important to tell everybody in your family that you have diabetes. I know some people find that there is a kind of stigma attached to it. It's not catching. Nobody else can get it from you by shaking hands with you or sharing food with you. So there's no fear of passing it on to somebody else as such. So the important thing is to inform everybody around you, because one of these days you might have a hypo, your sugar levels may go down, and they should know what to do in that event to give you something sweet. There are lots of groups in all over the place in this country for peer support, for diabetes support. Perhaps you should join one of them and give your own experience and share other people's experiences as well. That's a great help.